sort of down with the virus right now. Um, so is what it is. It's a little bit uncomfortable. It's mostly uncomfortable. The coughing and the breathing. Sometimes a little bit of breathing problems because, like a cold, you have sniffles, whatever. But I'm treating it, so hopefully we be fine and we'll be able to talk with you guys soon enough. But if I look under the weather, it's because I have a virus. All right, let's talk. Uh, let's talk a little bit about the upcoming fights over the weekend that we're gonna be seeing. So there's Carissa Shield versus I forgot what the first name of the lady is, but I think she's Cozen. Mandatory. There is Chris Eubank versus Liam Williams, and then there is Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. Now I've been looking at Cozen first of all, the opponent for Carissa Shields. She's a southpaw, and she likes to infight. She can box a bit on the outside as well. She's a smart boxer, not super precise. She kind of loops her left hand instead of shooting it straight. But she trained her butt off for this fight. She's a big, strong woman at middleweight. So this is going to be an interesting fight for Carissa Shields. Carissa Shields is super sharp with her trainer. Um, and she went down by Mayweather Boxing Gym as well. Got some tips from Floyd, as well as some training bits from GT as well. So she's over in the UK, where they're going to have the fight under Chris Eubank versus Liam Williams undercard. That's going to be an interesting fight. So what's my prediction? My prediction is Carissa Shields um, unanimous decision victory. I think she's sharper, faster than the other girl. And we'll see what other wrinkles she brings to the table. She might be able to stop her. I think she may be going for a stoppage if she sees the opportunity to present itself. But if not, she's probably going to outbox her. So we'll see. I don't know. She may even engage with her on the inside. So it's really up to Carissa what kind of fight she wants to actually do. But the young lady is Cozen. She's a very she's undefeated, and she's a good fighter. She is a very good fighter. So this is going to be an interesting fight that we're going to watch. Is that a heat rash I'm feeling on my foot? That's some crazy stuff right there. Is it on this foot? No, it's on this one. That's interesting. All right. Been seeing that heat rash different places on my body, and I'm feeling it on my foot. It's very interesting. All right, let's go to the other fight, which is Chris Eubank versus Liam Williams. Liam Williams has been talking up a storm. Chris Eubank has been cool and composed, and I can tell he's just conserving his energy for the fight. And Roy Jones Jr., of course, is being his trainer. I do believe he's going to demonstrate fast, smart boxing, and he's going to break down Liam Williams. And he's probably going to get him out of there. He's going to stop him. I know Demetrius Andrade dropped him twice early in the fight. His fight with Demetrius Andrade. He's a tough guy, but nothing particularly great about him. So I expect Chris Eubank Jr. to dispatch of him and stop him somewhere late in the fight. Now, my last prediction has to do with Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. And this one is a bit, I don't know, it's a tricky one to really go through. But I'm going to try and give you my prediction, and then I'm going to call it a day. I think I'm going to get some sleep because, as you can see from my face, I'm pretty tired. So, with this fight, we're talking one-time Thurman, keep one-time Thurman versus Mario Barrows. Now, Mario Barrows is long, he's quick, he's rangy, he's a smart boxer. The only thing is, I noticed that he circles the ring a particular way. And I believe Thurman's probably onto that from watching the Tank fight. So it depends on what Barrios does with his adjustments. Of course, Mary Barras is now going to he made weight easier, so he should feel more comfortable at this weight, in which case I'm not sure if Keith Thurman can stop him. Do I expect Keith Thurman to get the victory? It depends. There's a lot of factors involved. One of them is his ring rust, which he'll have, whereas Barras doesn't have that kind of ring rust. Age is also a factor always in boxing. Keith Thurman will have the experience. Um, Keith Thurman's also somewhat vulnerable to the body, and Barrios is a body puncher. And Barrows has a really good jab. He has good footwork. He has quick hands, but he's not the fastest guy in the world. Keith Thurman moves a lot. So there's a lot of challenges for Mario Barras. We'll see if he can step up to the challenge and if he's going to get the victory over Keith Thurman or not. Keith Thurman's a lot, I think, sharper than Mario Barras to some degree. So we'll see. Mario Barras tends to fade later on in the fight. He does have sufficient power, and I guess we will see his power at welterweight. So he has good power. I've seen him put down a lot of guys. So it's going to be an interesting fight, and we'll see what Thurman does. If he approaches Barrios the same way Tank did. Of course, he's a right-handed fighter, not a lefty, so that kind of changes up things. So we'll see how Thurman decides to approach this fight. Thurman is not really an in-fighter. He can end-fight a bit, though. So we'll see how that happens. But this is what we're looking at. Keith Thurman versus Mario Barras. My prediction is Keith Thurman by unanimous decision. But I do think Mario Barras is going to put up a great effort. But if, for any reason, Keith Thurman if Mario Barras has got Keith Thurman's number somehow, he's figured it out. Because both Keith Thurman and Mario Barras lost, except Keith Thurman did not get knocked out. Barrios did get knocked out, but that doesn't mean anything because he was at 140 and he really should have moved to 147. So if Barrios it is Barrios and Barrios in the best way, it's gonna be a chess match somewhat. And Keith Thurman is looking to try and stop Barrios, from what I'm hearing him say. But I think the victory is more important. So if he gets the victory, that would be good. But we've had a lot of guys who've been underestimated, and then when you go into the fight with them, you realize these guys are alive. So we'll see what Mario Barras seems to be a very cool customer. But we'll see really if Mario Barras is ready for Keith Thurman. But my prediction for it is Keith Thurman by unanimous decision. I've got Carissa Shields by unanimous decision over Kozin. And I have Chris Eubank Jr. knocking out Liam Williams. That's it for me. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I am what you need. Peace.